Hi guys, welcome to my vlog today on personal development. I wanted to share a little bit with you guys about problems and how can we not set them aside but acknowledge them and move on. How do we fix our problems, or what do we do when we have problems? And first of all, I just basically wanted to start off with everyone has problems, but everyone copes with problems differently. So there's this thing that Mark Hughes, our founder from Herbalife, always says, how some people are like, oh, poor miserable me, why does it always have to happen to me? And it's very true, because there's a lot of people, and I used to be one of them. So all of these things that I'm talking to you guys, it's experience. It's not just me making stuff up. I have also read a lot of books, and I've heard a lot of audios and life. So anyways, you know, there's a lot of people that think that they might see this self-image, especially nowadays on social media. There's this whole like social media image only of like everyone's life. You only post the good stuff, or you know, you only post the bad stuff, because there's a lot of people who all they post on social media is negative stuff. That's why I don't follow those people. But there's a lot of people that just post a lot of positive stuff all the time, which is great, you know, but it leaves an unrealistic expectation that that person has a perfect life, and that's not how it is. You know, everyone has their own ways of coping with stress, with problems, with anything. Others show it. You can tell when people are pissed off. Others just bottle it up, or others go to the gym, do a hobby, whatever the case may be. But I just wanted to share a little bit of tips with you guys that I've learned through my time of problems. Not that I don't have any right now, but I have definitely coped with my problems very different. And today's word of the day is cope. Coping with the problem. Anyways, I just feel like I'm gonna use cope a lot because that's the best way I could describe it. So I made a little list because I kind of made a video before this and I rambled on for hours. So it's just easier to just let's slide through this smoothly. I am going to be a teacher, so lesson planning is important, and outlining. See, I'm already rambling a lot. So basically, the first thing is to acknowledge that you're not the only victim. You're not a victim. You know, a lot of people victimize themselves and think, I am the only one going through these things. No one understands me. Like, why does this happen to me? That person like never has problems, but it's always me and me and me and me and me. And that's just how a lot of people think, you know. Obviously, well, me, I'm explaining this from my experience. You know, when I felt back then, before personal development, I would feel like things just happened to me. Things could only get worse from where they were already at. And you know, if you guys already listen to personal development and know the law of attraction, you know what you are, you attract. So basically, what you put out there, you get back. Kind of like karma. So basically, when you constantly are just complaining about all these problems, guess what you are going to bring back? You're just going to continue bringing and attracting more problems into your life. And so it's just very important that, you know, you're not the only one. So, you know, when people say things, you know, I don't feel bad for them, because there's ways, and that's why I'm making this video. There's ways to change those things and not be the victim and act like, oh, pobrecita you. I feel so bad for you. Hell no, I do not feel bad for you. You know, like, let's be straight up. You know, everyone goes through things. You know, what I might have gone through compared to what you have gone through is probably not the same thing. But guess what? I went through that and it was really hard for me. You went through something that was really hard for you. So obviously, problems are never equal. Like, no one ever faces the same problems. I don't know how to explain this, but everyone has different problems. So even if you think that my problems are not as bad as yours, they are as bad as yours. But we how can I explain this? I hope that makes sense. But anyways, let's begin. So first of all, in high school I took therapy. I was asked if I wanted some because of something traumatic that happened to me, and I said yes because I felt like I had to. And you know, I'm open to talking about this, the experience of therapy, because like my parents were like, why do you want therapy? Like I was like, because I feel like I need to talk. And you know, I know therapy has a very negative connotation, like, oh, therapy is just for crazy people or stuff like that. So my parents were kind of like, and I kind of got mad because I was like, okay, well, I need it and I'm gonna get it, you know. I mean, it's free in my high school, and it's also actually free here in college. Well, at CSUN, you know, I think you have like 8 free therapy sessions. So if you didn't know, now you know. I think it's in Baramian Hall, just in case you go to CSUN. But if anything, there is free therapy sessions out there, you know. Go search. If you go to a college, or I don't know where else, you can find therapy sessions that are for free, but they're really helpful. So even if you don't have money for therapy, or there's no free therapy, you know, there's friends and family. Thankfully I am appreciative of that. I have family that supports me, that listens to me, that gives me advice. I have like 2 friends that I can go trust, like my boyfriend and my friend, which she's not here, but that I can trust and tell them my problems, and they can give me, oh, I actually have another one, but she's not here either, but that they can hear me out and they can give me good advice, you know, not biased advice, things that I want to hear, which I think it's very important who you tell. I think it's very important that when you are sharing out, you know, your problems, or you want someone to hear you out, that either someone is not going to say anything back to you, or they're going to give you like something that's going to help you, you know, not just be like, you're so annoying, what this. So that's another therapy that you can find, you know. And with therapy, in my therapy, I learned a technique, which was basically asking myself every single day when I feel frustrated, when I feel like I have a problem, overwhelmed, whatever the case may be, to stop from all that hectic lifestyle, guys, because I know everyone has a lot of shit going on. Sorry, excuse me. But sometimes you just gotta stop and ask yourself, how do I feel? And this is gonna sound crazy to you guys, but I usually like to look at myself in the mirror, eye to myself, just stare at myself and ask myself and tell myself, you know what, I feel like this and I feel like that. And I promise you guys, once you guys share how you actually feel from the inside to yourself, just tell yourself, you know, today I feel tired, I feel angry, I feel sad because of this and because of that and that. And feel it, you know, allow to feel it, because I feel like a lot of people try to bottle things up and act like it's not there, you know, and it just makes it harder, to be honest, because one day you're just gonna like burst of all those things that you just bottled up. It's hard, you know, to keep things inside for so long. I mean, it's crazy for the people that do it, but it's not healthy. And so it's very important to let things out, and it's very important to let your feelings out about how you feel about a problem or anything, and to acknowledge, you know what, I'm mad today, but that's not gonna let me that's not gonna control my day. And so I think that's why it's a great tool that I was taught in therapy. And also, don't play the victim, which I kind of already said. Stop making excuses, guys. You're not the only one going through stuff. I don't feel bad for you. No one feels bad for you, you know. Let me give examples. I'm better at examples. If you're failing, okay, this is gonna be like the simplest example, but there's obviously, I hope you guys get the bigger picture, the moral of this example. When you have bad grades, you know, you're failing a class, you know, don't be a victim and act like, oh, it's because that class was so hard. Don't expect other people to be like, oh yeah, I understand, girl, like I took that class and it was hard. Like, no, you know, stop being a victim. Stop blaming the teacher because she sucked. Stop blaming all the homework you had. Stop blaming all the circumstances that happened, like, oh, I had to go to work, I had to do this, I had to do that, I didn't have time for the homework. Stop blaming all those things, because we as humans tend to have a list of excuses because we just don't want to seem like it's, you know, basically my fault why I failed that class. And that's the thing, that we have to acknowledge that we need to stop blaming the circumstances, our surroundings, other people, the teacher, the dad, the whatever. Stop blaming all of that and look at yourself, because you're the reason why you failed, not because of the teacher. The teacher was there to teach you, and if she sucked, then you could have found a way to make things work. If you didn't have time for your homework, priorities, what were you prioritizing your time on? There's just so many excuses that we like to have just so other people feel bad for us, or so we kind of cover the surface and lie to ourselves, like, it's okay, Janet, like, you got a C on that class because that class was hard. No, Janet, like, no, that's not how it is, you know, like, you got that C because you didn't read and because you didn't put time into that class. And again, this is just a little broad example, but this goes with anything, with success, with love, with life, with goals, with literally anything. You could just put this example. And there's options with playing the victim. You know, a lot of people tend to play the victim, and oh, it's because of that, and that's how they go life, like they go about with life, you know, like continue making excuses, and that's just how life is, playing the victim through your entire life, and that's not going to get you anywhere, like, let's be honest. And so it's very important to be truthful to yourself, like, don't lie to yourself. Yeah, you could tell the other people, you know what, it was the teacher, like, she sucked, whatever, but stop lying to yourself. You know that you didn't put the time and the effort to get a good grade in that class, so you have to be honest to yourself. Like, don't lie to yourself, don't tell yourself, you know, like, just don't lie to yourself. When coping with problems, think about it. Is it gonna matter in 5 years? Literally, is it gonna matter? And again, with the grade example, like, for me, in 5 years, maybe it won't matter that I got all the best grades, but I mean, in a year or two, it's gonna matter because I'm planning to graduate with honors. So does that make sense? Are you guys following up with me? Like, this isn't about grades, it's just an example. But like, for example, if, I don't know, another girl is stabbing you on the back, whatever the case may be, is it gonna matter in 5 years? You know, like, if she leaves your life, if she, I don't know, every time you have a problem, that, because sometimes we make little things seem like they're huge, like the world's gonna end because of that. But ask yourself, is it gonna matter in 5 years? Should I be putting in time stressing about this problem constantly when it probably won't even matter in 5 years? Because who's gonna give a damn? Not me. So it's very important where we put our energy in terms of our problems, because sometimes we create problems, we make problems into bigger problems, and it like just drags throughout your whole life, and it really doesn't matter. We're just being extras, and we're being very prideful, if you know what I mean. So yeah, that goes with the choices and holding grudges. Like, you know what, a lot of people don't agree with the person I am, and you know what, I left it behind. Is it gonna matter in 5 years? No, because they're not in my life anymore. Am I gonna hold grudges against them? No, I'm not. If I see them, I mean, you don't have to mad dog people. Don't hold grudges. And a lot of people, oh, and forgiving, you know, forgive the person, you know, like, okay, like, I understand you did this to me, but I'm not gonna trust you anymore. But you're forgiven. And it's not that you're letting the person off the hook. You're letting yourself off the hook and just putting that person aside. And you know what, if she did that to me, or he did that to me, or whatever the case might be, that happened. I want them out of my life, put them away. But I mean, it's okay, you did what you did. Like, I'm not gonna be pissed at you, like, whatever, just let them go. And you're not gonna be holding any grudges. You're not gonna be holding any hate in your heart towards that person, because it doesn't really matter, you know. And you're forgiving them, but you're actually letting yourself off the hook to feel anything towards that person, you know, or towards anything, any situation. And it's not easy moving on, guys. Like, it's understandable, but it's possible. It's up to you if you want to move on or you don't. You know, if you want to if you want to stay in the same circumstances, you already know how it is. You already went through it. If you want to continue going through the same crap, stay there. As easy as it is. I'm sorry, but if you want to move on, if you want to make things change, you got to get rid of some people. You got to get rid of some situations. You got to get rid of some habits that are just not helping you. And you have to be true to yourself. So stop lying to yourself. Because if you don't change something, you're obviously going to be in the same position, because you're not changing anything. So don't expect different results. To also work with our problems is improving ourselves. Like me, Janet, from Janet 5 years ago is totally complete different Janet from now. I see life beautiful, like, as cliche as, I don't know. It's just crazy how, like, when you honestly don't put as much energy into problems, your life just becomes so good, like, amazing. Like, it's crazy, and I promise you that. Improving yourself, it's basically listening to personal development. And I'm telling you guys, listen to personal development, read books. You know, personal development is to be done every single day, just like you brush your teeth every single day. And I hope you brush your teeth every single day. And it's something that obviously I'm still learning how to do. Like, there's times where I make excuses, because I'm human. I make excuses and I'm like, I have other homework, but I could easily pop in my, like, personal development and just listen to it as I'm doing something, you know. It's just very important to be constant when listening or reading personal development, because I've noticed, and I've experienced this myself, that when I was constant every single morning I would read or listen to personal development, I felt good. Nothing pushed me down. I didn't feel overwhelmed. I felt like I could conquer the day. And then when other things started coming into my life, like school and homework and all these things, I would kind of push personal development to the side, which is not a good idea, because I know that when I do it every single day, then I am a better person. But when I would do it like one day yes, one day no, one day yes, one day no, like, I could kind of feel the imbalance in my life. So those are basically the tips, guys. Stop playing the victim. Let out your feelings. Talk about them. If you need a therapist, go look for someone. Free, cheap, I don't know. Or your friends. Or your parents. You know, someone that's not going to judge you if you feel judged. Or even a stranger that you feel like you can talk to them and they'll give you good advice. Because I feel like a lot of people talk to me, and I feel like I'm very good at just talking to people, because I don't know, part of me wanted to be a psychologist, part of me just wanted to be a teacher. So that's why I feel like I'm doing this whole personal development thing. But anyways, what else was I gonna say? Personal development, I suggest you do it. Yeah. Oh, and try to do a hobby, something that you love, in order to that's one very important thing that I just remembered. Try to do something that you love. Like, for example, if one day I feel mad, instead of using all that anger to solve my problems, which is probably a very bad idea, just kind of leave the problem. Leave it. I didn't say move, push it away. Just leave it there. Go do your hobby. Go do something you love. Come back with a fresh mind and think, okay, how can I solve this problem? You know, because sometimes we do not think, not sometimes. When you are mad, when you are sad, when you are devastated, whatever, you do nothing straight, and you might make choices that you will regret. So it's very important to kind of like know what you feel, do something like something different, do your homework, I don't know, do something else, and then come back to it and say, you know what, how am I gonna fix this? Can it be fixed? Will it matter in 5 years? Will it matter tomorrow? Is it important enough for me to put my energy into it and waste my time on it, or on them, or on anyone? So I hope you guys kind of understood a little bit of what my examples were in terms of like the grades. I hope you guys understand that I was not just talking about grades in life. I mean, I was talking about life, not just grades, but I just don't want to put very intimate examples in there. So anyways, if you guys like this video, give it a thumbs up. I honestly, I know a lot of people are not used to these type of videos because you might not listen to a lot of personal development, so you're kind of like, it's just Janet rambling. But honestly, like, take some thought into what I talked about. I hope you guys listen to me, and I hope you guys not only just heard me and watched me talk right now, but actually, you know, kind of got your brain thinking, your brain functioning. And you know, I hope you guys put this to use, these ideas that I gave you, because they worked with me, and I'm a much happier person because of that. Like, yeah, I do get overwhelmed sometimes, I do get mad sometimes, but not as often as I used to, or I don't put as much energy onto my anger as I used to. So, and I don't play the victim, because I know myself, and I know when sometimes I'm just being lazy, and when sometimes I'm just mad because I'm just prideful, and I'm just like, whatever, you know. So I hope this helped you guys. Don't forget to subscribe down below. Give it a thumbs up, comment anything that you guys would be interested in terms of personal development. I don't know, anything. I'd be very excited to talk about it. And yeah, I hope you guys have a magnificent day. And remember guys, it's a good day to have a good day. You have the power to decide what you want to do with your day, how you want your day to be. As crazy as that sounds, you really do have the power. So stop complaining, stop being a little I'm sorry, that was very rude. But honestly, just stop making excuses, you know. Like, and if you ever get to talk to me and like tell me about your problems, I'm not gonna feel bad for you, because everyone has problems. You're not the only one. So yeah, the only way, damn, this fan, I have a fan in my eye, so it's making me a little sleepy, but time to go kill it. Let's get it. You guys already know, let's get it. Have a wonderful day, and thanks for watching. Bye.